What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Evball FC. It's been such a long time since I've talked to you guys. I'm not going to give the whole speech about why I'm so busy and haven't uploaded a lot again because I've given it so many times. But anyway, we are back today. I'm currently on spring break, snowed in at my house, and I figured, hey, let's see if we can get some YouTube stuff going. So today, we're going to be kicking off a brand new career mode that I actually really want to stick with because my past few series have just not worked out. Because of school and everything. But it's the end of March, and I have about a little bit, like a month and a half of school left. And I want to start a brand new career mode, and I want to do it with Red Bull Leipzig, guys. This is a controversial club. It's a controversial move, and I think it would be so much fun to do it. So you can see in their biography right here, the club was founded in 2009, and if you haven't heard about Leipzig yet, this will give you a little bit of insight on them, but they've been a very hot topic throughout world football so far this season. So the club was founded in 2009, and they bought the license to start in the 5th division from SSV Markranstadt. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the right way. They currently compete in the Bundesliga, the highest tier in the football league system of Germany. Red Bull Leipzig reached the Bundesliga 2 just 5 years after being founded, and then gained promotion to the Bundesliga after 2 more years. So they purchased, the owners of this club purchased the rights to start in the 5th division from a different club. Like, they basically purchased that club and started in the 5th division. And this was in 2009, so it's been less than 10 years now. So they started in the 5th division, which is like, all right, 5th division. It's not like they're buying their way into the top tier like we see in the MLS in America. I mean, it is the 5th division. There's definitely a lot of work to do. And the owners, when they purchased the club, their goal was to make it to the Bundesliga in 8 years. And honestly, they've done an incredible job of doing it. So they're in the 5th division. They still have a lot of work to do. They're down there. And less than 5 years, exactly 5 years after being founded, they were gained promotion to the tier underneath the Bundesliga 2, which is just incredible. In 5 years to go from Division 5 to Division 2, I mean, that's like a career mode road to glory that we do. That it's one of those things. It's like Leicester winning the title. It's like something you can only see in FIFA. So even though this club was founded, money's been put into it. They've invested in youth so heavily. They've basically built their own team without buying mega stars. This team has risen all the way to the Bundesliga. They were founded in 2009. It hasn't even been 10 years and they're in the Bundesliga. And in real life, this is their first season in the Bundesliga, and they have been fighting with Bayern Munich for first place basically the entire season, which is absolutely ridiculous. At this point, Bayern has a pretty good lead on them, so obviously it's not looking like Leipzig is going to make that much history in their first season. But in just their first season, look at what they've done already. In the Bundesliga, I believe they're in second place right now. All season, they've just been giving Bayern a hard time and just fighting. So I want to do Leipzig for this career mode because I feel like it would just be so cool to take a team in Germany like Leipzig that doesn't have any history yet and just force our way into the fray, basically, force our way into the Bundesliga as a powerhouse of our own. Brush Bayern aside, brush Borussia Dortmund aside, and the other big clubs in Germany. There's a lot of big clubs in Germany. You got Leverkusen, Wolfsburg. There's plenty. Borussia Mönchengladbach. A lot of good clubs. Besides just the typical Bayern Dortmund. So to force our way in as Leipzig is going to be a tough deal. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking right now, but this is going to be exciting. We want to force our way into the top of the Bundesliga with Leipzig. We want to make our own history, and we want to play European football. We want to do it all. The best part is that we have a huge transfer budget. We have a lot of money to work with. We have awesome resources. The board expectations, youth development is critical, which is perfect for me because I absolutely love developing youth and using youth academies and career modes. So that's going to be perfect. So with this career mode, one last thing before we move on, I just want to say I definitely want to try to upload this once a week. Maybe we can go once a week or something like that. And then once my school year ends and I come home for the summer, I'm going to completely revamp the channel and try and upload daily. I really want to try to do that, but I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees right now. I'm just happy to be back right now. I hope some of you guys are happy to see me back. It's been forever. Alright guys, so here's the settings we're going to be playing on for the career mode. As you guys know, I play on world class. It's going to be an interesting adjustment because I've been playing nothing but Ultimate Team Online lately, so we'll see how I adjust to playing the computer. But world class, 6-minute halves. We're going to be using Euros since we're in Germany. The stadium is Sanderson Park. I renamed it to RB Arena. They play at what it's actually called is Red Bull Arena. But I think that if you put in the actual name, FIFA takes it away because of copyright or whatever. I think it does that because I've done it before in career modes, and I changed the name and it didn't register. So I just made it RB Arena, so hopefully we can keep that name. Downloading the latest squads, we're gonna have European football, and I just redrew with seeded teams. I didn't organize that at all, but I want the other teams in the Bundesliga to be playing European football during the season because that's how it would be in real life, and that'll be positive for us because we don't have European football, so less fixtures, more time to rest. We're not going to disable the first summer transfer window. We're just going to take over at the beginning of the season and see what we can do. So those are the settings we're going to be playing on. And now we're just going to download the updates. Alright, so as we know, every season or every career mode starts out with a preseason tournament invite. So let's see what our options are for this preseason. Some pretty good money here. In England, there's one in England. We can make 8 million euros. All the difficulties are the same. But we can make 8 million in England. I wouldn't mind going to England for preseason. That's what we're going to do for Summer 16 preseason and our first season with RB Leipzig. We're going to pick that tournament. So as always, first thing we're going to do is hit up the inbox, but it's all the same stuff. As always, let's see. First scouting report has arrived. Yeah, absolutely nothing to be looking through there. The first thing we are going to do now is look at our board expectations, because this is important. So we have youth development. Look at these expectations. Sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. Wow. Sign 2 youth players to the senior team in the same season they were scouted. Play them 10. Wow, that's a big one. And long term, grow 3 academy players by at least 10 overall points. Play them in 20 matches. Big youth development. I love that. Brand exposure. Within 3 seasons, increase ticket season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. Okay, not much we can do besides play well. No financial goals, which is always good. We have all the tools to be successful. We just need to do it. So short term, reach the round of 32 in the cup and finish mid-table in the Bundesliga. Those are some awesome goals for the season. We're definitely gonna hit both of those. So that's very good. And long term, within 2 seasons, so not this season. Next season, within those 2 years, finish in a EuroLeague spot. So I mean, those are pretty realistic goals, but I think we can almost do better than them. But that's very good. If we happen to slip up, I mean, I'm shooting for higher than this, but if we happen to slip up, those are our goals for the first season. So we're definitely going to be, we're definitely going to do well there. And obviously, there's no continental success goals yet. So it's really just stressing youth development and domestic success. So we really just have to focus on hitting these objectives this season, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Right, guys, so this is how we're gonna start off with training. These are the players that I see as important to train at the moment, but that's definitely going to change because we're gonna be making new additions to the squad and bringing up other youth, etc. So we have the striker Werner and Selke on chance creation. Kita is working on his long range passing. El Rondo for our right back, Klosterman, and our center back Orban. So that's the training that we're going to be running just for now, but that's definitely going to change. We have a lot of additions to the squad to make and stuff to do with youth players as well. So I just want to bring you guys back over here to look at the objectives one more time. So we have to sign at least 3 players who are younger than 20, so that means they have to be a teenager, younger than 20, with potential greater. Their potential has to be greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. So this isn't through the youth academy, this is signing players on the transfer market. So I've identified 3 positions that I want to strengthen with 3 different players. So for center back, Malang Sarr, we're going to begin scouting him so we can learn more about him. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, the center defensive mid from Manchester United, I feel like he could be a beast for us. I'm going to start scouting him. And Yuri Tielemans, the past 3 FIFAs, he's been on Anderlecht, he's been a career mode legend. Just a sick young player that everyone's aware of, but in real life he's still playing for Anderlecht, so we're going to scout him. So that's a center mid, a center defensive mid, and center. And I feel like in the descriptions for the objectives, when they say position, I think they mean main position, so Sarr can be a center back or left back, but I think they just mean their main position. So their potential has to exceed the overall of the average of players in that position within your club. So let's go over to the squad report and take a look. So we have a center. So let's organize into position. We have center backs. So we have Willie Orban, who's going to be my starter. He's a 77, and it has to be the average of their overalls, not their potential. So we have Orban, he's a 75. Comper, Upamecano is a 63 overall, 55 overall, 58 overall, and then a 71 overall on loan. So the average of all these together, definitely not going to be as good as Sarr's potential, if it is what I think it's going to be. But we're going to have to do some scouting and really take a look. But I think that he could be the one. Now, as for center defensive mids, we have 5 of these, I believe, or 4 of these. So we have a 74, a 75, a 69, and a 57 on loan. And obviously, if Fosu Mensah's potential is very good, then he's going to be exceeding the average rating of these players as well. And finally, we have a center mid. We only have 2 center mids. Naby Keita, who's going to be in my squad, he's a 79, and then we have a 56. So Yuri Telemans, we all know he has great potential in this game. He has for the past few years. He's probably going to exceed that too. So that right there could knock out our youth development requirement. And now I'm going to show you guys the squad that I'm going to be rocking with. So we have Werner, and I picked Selke up top. He's a 21-year-old striker from Germany. And then we have Forsberg at center attacking mid. He's garnered a lot of attention on the world football stage for everything he's done so far this season for Leipzig in real life. We have Keita, and then we have these two, Denme and Ilsanker, but they're going to be replaced with Tielemans and Fosu Mensah if that goes through. Halstenberg, Tromper, he's going to be replaced by Sarr if that signing comes off. Orban at other center back, Klosterman at right back, and Gulashi at goalkeeper. Now our other requirement, I believe, is 2 players, not 3, from the academy that have to play in a certain amount of games, and we have to raise their overall a certain amount. I want to get a goalkeeper and a left back. And if I could do that, I would be extremely happy with this starting 11. I think it would be sick. I also changed the formation to a 4-3-1-2. This is the formation we're going to be using. I do use it a little bit in Ultimate Team, so I'm familiar with it, and I feel like this will be a good combo. Werner is 5'11", he's a speedster, and then Selke is 6'4", he's big and strong. I think it'll be a good combination, and that's the squad that I'm going to be going for. Those are my plans, and now we have preseason games coming up. So to me personally, preseason isn't really that important playing the games, so we're actually going to be simming through them. I know it's important to check out your squad and figure out how your squad works for you, do you like it or not, whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, we can just simulate through preseason, honestly. Werner scores 2 in the first game to beat Aston Villa 2-1. Here's a little trick that I'm going to be doing. So I haven't really talked about the youth academy yet. So for the youth staff, this is what we got upon loading up the game, and this is perfect almost. I like to have my scouts 5-star, 5-star. We came really close. I won't settle for anything less, especially with the demanding goals of Leipzig's board, what they want me to do. But in any career mode, I would do this. So on every 7th day, they give you a new set of scouts. So now I'm going to simulate until our next game, which is on the 6th. And I'm going to keep backing in and out until I get the result that I want. Alright guys, we finally found our scout after a few minutes of trying to get the right one. Tom Falke from Germany. That's very important. German scout, 5-star, 5-star. It's going to cost us 4 million euros. This is going to be the scout for our career mode. So we have a German scout, the best possible, the best of the best. He's available. We're going to set up a scouting network in Germany, obviously. And now we're going to be looking. I said I wanted a left back and a goalkeeper. So for 3 months, we're going to find ourselves the best goalkeeper possible. And then for the next 3 months, we're going to find ourselves the best left back possible. And then we are going to go from there. So the report came in for Timothy Fosu Mensah, 18-year-old center defensive mid. He's a 72 overall. He's going to fit what we need perfectly. Look at those stats: 80 sprint speed, 83 aggression, and his strength, 79. I really like those stats for a center defensive mid. His passing looks like it needs a little bit of work, but obviously he's only a 72 overall. So we are automatically going to approach Manchester United. Red Bull Leipzig is going to be approaching Manchester United here to sign one of their young prospects. It says he's recently signed a new contract with the club, and obviously he plays for a top club, so it's going to have to be a big deal to get him. Now, his value is 3.7 million euros, so I'm not going to lie, we're going to start small. We're going to throw 4 million at them, so it's a little bit over his value, but it's under what the chief executive thinks we should offer, and this is the first offer that we're going to submit for Fosu-Mensah. So we officially placed a bid for one of the players that we wanted to sign. So we have our youth academy looking for a goalkeeper, and now we've launched a bid for Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Perfect. So I want to round out the first episode of the series by finishing the preseason game. So this is our third game in the group stage against Hull City here. I just want to finish the first episode off with being done with preseason. So it looks like we have an injury there to our center back, which is just awesome. Let's take a look at that. Unacceptable from Manchester United. 6.5 million is the price tag that they've set for him. So we initially offered 4. They want 6.5. We're gonna up that to 5 and see if they take that deal. We've got some prize money from advancing, and it's just a 1-day injury, a head cut, so that's good. And now we're gonna keep simulating. We have our next game coming up. We're gonna do some training here. So I like to be very careful with my transfer deals. Like, just because I have 6.5 million sitting around doesn't mean that I'm going to be spending 6.5 on the player. I'm going to try and get him for something better. So this is perfect. We have our final scouting reports on 2 of our other targets. So this is awesome. Now I'm going to be launching my bids right now. So Tielemans, 10 million value. Look at those stats. He's incredible. This is the most expensive. I knew he would be my most expensive one. It's looking like the chief executive is saying between 12.4 and 14.5 million. His value is 10 million. I'm actually going to be totally comfortable with submitting a 12.5 million euro bid for Tielemans. I feel like that's a really good deal, and it's within the range of the chief executive scout and better than his value. So we'll see what Anderlecht say to that. I'm very excited to see what this center back looks like. So he's a 74 overall. He's 17 years old, worth 6 million pounds. Big, tall, strong French center back. 79 strength. And he's worth 6 million, so we're also going to... Oh, he's recently joined the club and won't move again. He just joined OGC Nice. I had no idea. Right, so that kind of changes my plans a little bit. So there's a 16-year-old center back that plays for Ajax. I want to scout him. We're going to take a look at him. It says he's loan listed. Okay, yeah, so he didn't just join the club, so we're going to scout him for the next 6 days and see what he looks like. We're going to pick it right back up with simulating. We have a game against FC Lorient in this European International Cup, our preseason cup. We actually won 4-3 on penalties to advance to the next round. That's awesome. Let's see, what do we have up next? Sunderland in the final. Sunderland in the final, so that's pretty cool. So we got 3 million after that match, and we have a press conference, which we are just going to praise ourselves. That's fine. And big game against Sunderland coming up now. Oh, Man United have accepted our offer. Perfect. So Timothy Fosu-Mensah, now it's time to negotiate a contract with him. And he wants 30K, and I was looking at the salary of the squad. And basically 30K fits perfectly. He only wants 30K 4 years. I'm actually going to offer 5, and I want him to be a crucial first-team player. He's going to go right into the team, and his salary is perfect. Everything's perfect about this transfer. 5 million pounds. Let's see if he accepts the contract offer. I can't see him not accepting it, so that's awesome. So it looks like that's done and dusted. Cool. Now let's go 2 more days until the game, and here's the final. Obviously, we're not going to play this either. I just want to be done with preseason to finish out this episode. So let's see, are we going to win the final here? No, 3-0, we lose to Sunderland. So I don't think we get all 8 million euros for not winning in the final, which is fine. And now we go up, and more good news. Fosu-Mensah accepts his contract offer, 5 years, 30K a week, 5 million pound purchase from Manchester United. Get into the club. Look how much money we have. We are in such a good place. Fosu-Mensah joins, and Youri Tielemans, Anderlecht accepted the 12.5 million euro offer, which I just think is an incredible deal. And look at this to make it even more incredible. He wants a pay raise from 15K to 20K from joining us from Anderlecht, which is just incredible. We're going to give him the same thing as Foster Mensah. We'll give him the salary he wants. We give him 5 years, crucial first-team player. Let's hope he accepts. And these are two awesome young signings to be joining Leipzig. Foster Mensah joins. That is perfect. So let's take a look at the calendar really quick. So that is where we're going to leave it off, guys, for this first episode. I don't want to make it too long, but I'm sure it's going to end up being too long. We finished preseason. We lost in the final of the tournament. We've made 2 signings already, or just about, and everything's looking good with RB Leipzig as we look to take over the Bundesliga, basically. And everyone hates us, but we're going to show them that we can play some football. And I just want to make waves in the Bundesliga with this squad. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I hope you liked the first episode, and I hope I can get you guys into this series. And I hope that you guys are happy that I'm back, or kind of back, I guess. You've been watching Ebball FC. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back soon. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.